Thank you to the committee of the Antidote Festival for inviting me to speak. Together, we'll look for new solutions to problems we've failed to fix and for sweet relief from crises that seem to mount. I'm here today to talk about Malala and the impact she's had on girls' education and the hope she brings to millions of people. Education is an essential component of the lives of many people around the world and is part of the human experience. The accessibility of education drastically varies depending on where you are. Luckily for me, I live in Sydney and have been able to go to school from 5 years old and it will continue for at least another year. Sadly, critically, not all countries have the same access to education. And even worse still, in some countries, women have had to fight for the right to be educated just because they are women. The physical challenges associated with living under Taliban rule and trying to access education are extremely pronounced in Malala's speech. She effectively conveys this through a variety of literary and persuasive techniques that force the audience to visualize the experience of being persecuted. As of line 11 in the speech, Malala thrusts her audience into the experience of being under attack. She says, "I heard bombs, gunfire, and explosions. My brothers and I ran into our parents' arms for protection. I was 10 years old." Here, the seriousness of the image is evident in her truncated sentences, which emphasize the experience of being in a war zone and overall reinforce the seriousness of this anecdote. To further convey the experience of being excluded from education, Malala uses diction in the lines, "I saw notices on school gates declaring girls were prohibited. I saw women flogged in the streets," where the word flogged is used to create vivid and visual and even auditory imagery. This imagery serves to reinforce the scariness of her experience for her audience, encouraging them to have a personal response to it. Alliteration is used many times throughout the speech to draw her audience in. For example, place of peace to a place of fear creates a sense of movement through the repetition of the P sound, mirroring the action of moving from place to place, which was a result of her having to run away from the violence. Finally, to really generate vivid imagery of the violence, she again uses alliteration in the lines, "Now I'm 24. I carry scars of 6 surgeries to repair the damage of that one bullet," where the long S sound makes the sentence sound longer, symbolizing the experience of carrying pain for a long time. The story of the 11-year-old girl uses contrast between a young girl in all her innocence and tear gas, rifle butts, and metal clubs, which is done intentionally to invoke an emotional response of shock and empathy from the audience. In addition, this illustrates the paradox of a young, innocent girl having to fight and suffer through the violence on a daily basis for something that should be free and safe to access. This part of the speech gives hope to thousands of women across Afghanistan that no matter how bad things seem to get, there is a chance they'll get an education. The final section of Malala's speech talks about the impact education can have on a country and the impact Malala has already had. Pakistan has the second greatest number of girls not in school, and recently Malala has helped give poor girls living in rural areas access to education, and a school completely funded by the Malala Foundation has been set up in Lebanon for Syrian refugees. These achievements, like the sentiments in her speech, illustrate the power of an individual in fighting for a shared human experience of access to education. Malala also talks about the impact educating girls can have on a country. By utilizing ethos, she says, when girls go to school, countries are able to recover from conflict more quickly, and how countries with more years of education coexist in harmony and peace, while also helping prevent conflict. Malala expertly states that doubling the percentage of students finishing school has halved the risk of conflict. In conclusion, the message that Malala is spreading about how educating women will result in less conflict will give hope to millions of people around the world, especially in Afghanistan and the neighbouring countries, that one day there might be peace in their country and a pathway to a bright future through education. Thank you.